at Graton Casino here in Northern California, and just checking into the room, and got a little heads up, a little message from Brad saying they might have gone a little bit overboard on the hospitality here for the weekend. We're gonna go find out what this room looks like just now. Oh dear. Oh my. Look at the size of this place, you guys. It's just me in here. Look at this. Gigantic bar, huge dining table for at least 6 people. Guest bedroom, I guess. Guest bathroom. Fancy toilet that is motion activated and has a bidet and heated snacks galore. Have I mentioned the bar? Massive living space with gigantic couch and big screen television. The master bedroom, king size bed, master bathroom. Additional fancy motion activated toilet with jacuzzi tub, shower. Graton Casino, you have clearly spoiled us here. You've gone above and beyond. This is quite a treat. There are more beds in this suite than nights that I will be staying here in this suite. Check this out. Dear Andrew Neeme, welcome to Graton Resort and Casino. We trust you will enjoy your stay. Look at all these snacks here. It's wine truffles. Wow, this is really something. This is quite something. So I have an idea. I feel like when you are granted access to a suite of this magnitude, there's really only one thing that must be done, must be checked off the bucket list. This could be a terrible idea. I am just gonna go ahead and call that a complete success. Okay, so what are we doing here aside from flying a drone in a, we're playing a meetup game. That's tomorrow. Tonight, there is poker to be played downstairs in the poker room. There are games going on. There's 3 2-5 games going on, and there is 1 5-10 game going on. I'm gonna mosey on down there and hop in a poker game. Tomorrow is the meetup game. Tonight, grinding. Okay, poker went mostly well last night. These are the 1K chips here at Graton Casino. I'm not sure what you call these. Salmon 1K chips. I was in for most of this. I was in for $2,500, and now I have $3,200. So that's plus 700 according to my math. Poker was started off poorly, but then got better. I was actually stuck like $700, $800, maybe $900. Started in 2-5, then moved to 5-10. We played 3-handed, 5-10 no limit for a good couple of hours. I know a lot of people don't like to play shorthanded. They quit the game, or they ask for a seat count to see how many seats are available in the room when it gets down to like 6-handed or something. I love shorthanded. I'll play shorthanded, heads up. So much more fun. Give it a shot, try it out. Try out that shorthanded play if you get the chance. Anyway, so the plan today, there's a meetup game happening. This is Brad's hometown area meetup game in his hometown, and there's like 75 people on the wait list, which is just insane. And we can capture hole cards. So we should, let's go do that. Nobody do anything crazy unless they want to end up in a video.
Oh, I like crazy. I don't know if I can help. That sounds like fun.
All right, guys, a quick couple hands right off the bat here. Table number one. Within like the first 20 minutes or so, we had a couple hands to go over here. Open up ace jack offsuit from, I think, early position, make it 20 to go, and we see 3 callers. Flop comes ace high, rainbow. Small blind checks, I bet half pot, $40, and only the small blind calls. Turn is another 9, so not exactly my favorite card. Some people could be peeling with second pair, and we block some top pairs, obviously, since we have top pair. So he checks it over to me, and I check it back. River is the king of diamonds, so backdoor flush comes in, and not a good card because we chop with all worse aces now. He leads $75. Don't love it because we're usually chopping here or losing, but the price is too good. So I go ahead and call, and we get shown quad 9s.
Oh, wow.
That's the first hand of significance that I play here at Graton Casino meetup game. Very warm welcome, guys. Thanks for that warm welcome. Next interesting hand comes when there's an early position raise to $25. We cut off flats, and we've done an ace-4 diamonds. Seems like a pretty good hand to have in our 3-bet bluffing range. Go ahead and put in a squeeze up to $100. He doesn't raise our calls, and the cutoff folds. So heads up to a flop, which comes down pretty nice for us. Comes down at 7-5 deuce with 2 diamonds, so nut flush draw, inside straight draw. My opponent looks like he's gonna bet. He assembles some chips, but then he checks it. So a lot of times it's a false tell. People try and do that to slow their opponent down, but we're not going for that, especially not with this holding. So I fire $140, I believe. And my opponent thinks about it for a little bit and then folds. I asked if it's good for the game to show a 4, and my opponent says that he would love for me to show a 4. Is it good for the game if I show a 4?
Actually, I would love it.
So I go ahead and show the 4. All right, so a little bit of a get back there, trading somewhere around even in the early trading stages of the game. Alright guys, quick update from table number 2 here. I've made one terrible play, one ridiculously terrible play. I bluffed the wrong guy. Shout out to Aaron Hernandez over here. I made a terrible play. I tried to bluff him. I tried to bluff him on a 4 flush board with queen high. Queen high. Turns out I got it called down by the 5 of clubs. He somehow called the turn with king high and then called the river with a 5 high flush. So that was good on his part, terrible on my part. And made one good play. Open up ace king from early position to 35 and a straddle pot. 2 calls, small blind puts in a 3-bet to $200. I put in the 4-bet, make it
Listen
5.
to him, he's a liar. He's a freaking liar.
I was just talking about you. I make it 515. 4-bet to 515, folds back to the 3-better who thinks for a while and then folds. So take that one down pre-flop. That's cool. Check it out though. Every single table in this poker room is in use. We cannot claim all of the results for that. We got 5 tables though of 3-5. No limit hold'em going here. So gonna switch it up, move over to the 3rd table here in a second. Guys, table number 3, up and running, hanging out with these fine folks over here, fine peoples right here. So a couple hands real quick here. There was a player who opened for $10 from under the gun. He meant to make it at least $15. He misclicked. So naturally, after there's a couple callers, we have to call with 7-3 of diamonds on the button. So we go 4 ways to a flop, in which we flop a gutter ball and a backdoor flush draw. The initial raiser puts out a C-bet, pulls to us, and we make the call here. Looking for a 5 one time on the turn, and what do you know? Sure enough, a 5 on the turn. Easy game. My opponent checks, and we put out a bet, and he calls. River pairs the board, but my opponent checks pretty quickly, and I feel like pretty rare that he's gonna have us beat here. After he checks again, I put out another bet, and he thinks for a little bit before making the call, and we have to somewhat sheepishly roll over the 7-3 of diamonds, but you know what? For that price in a meetup game, I don't think anybody's folding the 7-3 diamonds. And when I say anybody, I mean me. I think most people are actually folding the 7-3 diamonds, but not me. So that works out, and later on we end up in a limp pot, I think 4 ways again, and we flop ourselves a set of 4s. I go ahead and lead the flop. We get 1 caller to our left. Turn might bring in a gut shot straight, but my opponent is somewhat short stacked. He's got maybe, I want to say $120. So I bet again on the turn, and he calls. River doesn't change anything, brings an overcard. I decide to put out a bid of $50. He jams for 70. Go ahead and make the call, and turns out he has Queen Jack. So we win that one as well. Table number 3 treating us pretty well. Running good so far here at the meetup game here in Graton. I was talking about the 7-3 of diamonds hand. 7-3 of diamonds hand made it into the vlog. It may or may not have been versus this nice gentleman. We are winding it down here at the hotel lobby bar, the portion of the evening of the meetup games where we just hang out and decompress, tell some poker war stories with our fellow poker playing friends and video watchers. One more interesting hand that happened at the last table I played at, table number 4. There was a raise from an under the gun player to $20. Next player folded, and I looked down at pocket queens from under the gun +2. I decided 3-bet it and I make it $65 to go. Something I won't always do, but just decided to put in the 3-bet here. I feel like the under the gun range is going to be pretty snug, and the player in the under the gun position is actually wearing a Johnny Vibes hoodie. So first of all, shout out to Johnny Vibes, and second of all, I don't know. I mean, I feel like his ranges are going to be pretty solid, but I still feel like pocket queens is worth a raise here, even from the under the gun position and in pretty early position myself. So I make it 65, and only the initial raiser calls. The flop comes down 6-5 deuce rainbow, and my opponent checks it over to me. I feel like if he watches a lot of poker vlogs, he's probably gonna know that I like to check back my ace highs and just try and take him to showdown. So I decide to maybe play it a little bit tricky. I also don't think I'm gonna get 3 streets versus a worse pair anyway, so I just decided to check it back, especially considering the board is very dry. The turn puts 3 to a straight up there, which I don't think should change the board texture as much as it might look. I feel like both of us are gonna have a 3 in our hand very rarely. So when he checks over to me, I think I can just go ahead and play straight forward and just bet for value. But I don't think I need to bet too big. I bet $50. My opponent thinks for a little while and he calls. The river is a 9, and he checks it over to me again, and I think it's pretty much the same story here on the river. I'm just gonna go ahead and bet it. I bet $125 with the intention of probably calling here if he decides to put in the check raise. If it does come to that, I'm probably not gonna be winning all the time. The board favors him a little bit more, considering he's a pre-flop caller versus my 3-bet, but he's still raised from under the gun, so not a lot of 3s in his range. He could have 7-8 suited, that's a possibility, but I feel like he would be betting that on the turn. So anyway, it doesn't come to that. Long story short, all that being said, he just goes ahead and makes the call, and we turn it over, and it is in fact good. So I think the flop check might have earned us a call down, just playing it a little bit deceptively. Not gonna have a lot of 3s in our 3-betting range, and we probably bet the flop with 7-8. Anyway, we drag it in, and life is pretty good at Graton Casino here. We find some run good all over the place on every table. We made a couple bad plays at the second table that I went to, but the run good continued, and we end up booking a win. We get into the game for the 1K initial buy-in, $1,000, and we cashed out of the game for $2,580 some dollars. Profit of $1,580. So, okay, I'm gonna make my way over here to the bar. I'm gonna go wind it down. Here's a vlog tip. You always want to be facing the light, preferably natural light. Yeah. Good morning. It was a really fun night last night. After the little hour at the bar, happy hour, social hour, whatever you want to call it, Brad and I, we went over to the steakhouse with Brad's family, enjoyed an amazing meal over there. And just to wrap things up here from Graton, what a weekend, awesome. Not exactly sure what I want to say here, but just feeling super grateful for where this mugs thing, this vlog thing is at the moment. Really cool. You know, we started making these videos 2 years and 2 months ago, October of 2016, and no casino had any clue who I was. Then they knew who I was and said, please don't do that. And then we've sort of come to this point where there's some very fantastic casino properties that are saying, yes, please come do that. So yeah, feeling pretty grateful at the moment for everything, for you guys to come hang out at these meetup games. And yeah, life is good. It's really dreary outside, but that's okay. Life is good.